For a Christian, for people that think that the Bible speaks authoritatively about our lives, heaven looks like Revelation 21 and 22. When we think of the way that Revelation 21 and 22 describes heaven, we've got to ask ourselves, is that the kind of place I want to live in? Where is our Christian life headed? And we, as Christians, think a lot, talk a lot about heaven. But when we talk about heaven, I don't think we mean it as a place. We mean it as a destination. But I think we often talk about heaven more as where the pin is at the end of the GPS than the place that it is. And what I see John describing for us is our destination as the place that it is, not merely somewhere to get to. Because what our cultural understanding of heaven is that we get a white robe and a harp, and, you know, if I always wanted a Maserati in this life, like, yay, I get a Maserati. Or for a Christian, for people that think that the Bible speaks authoritatively about our lives, heaven looks like Revelation 21 and 22. While I was in the Spirit, the angel carried me away to a great high mountain and showed me the holy city Jerusalem coming down out of heaven. Is that heaven comes to earth. We don't go to heaven. Heaven comes to us. Because what God says is that he's going to create a new heaven and a new earth. He's going to take this earth and make it new. So in our heavenly existence, if you will, you can run your toes through the grass. It also says that when God launches this new heaven and the new earth, God will make his home among people. So heaven comes to earth and God comes and lives with us. This is biblical. It's not that we become these disembodied spirits that float on clouds for eternity. Heaven sounds a lot more like the world we live in today. When we think of the way that Revelation 21 and 22 describes heaven, we've got to ask ourselves, is that the kind of place I want to live in? If it is, am I living like that right now? And I would add to that, when the book of Revelation in chapters 4 and chapter 5 and chapter 7 describe heavenly worship and what worshiping God sounds like and looks like and feels like, is that something I'm interested in? Am I interested in worshiping God? Am I interested in worshiping Jesus? And what I am saying is this: a key component of heaven is worshiping God and worshiping Jesus. That's going to be a really big part of our heavenly life. And it's going to feel like real life. I mean, it's a new heaven and a new earth. Praise God, there's not going to be any evil. Nothing accursed is going to be allowed in. Look, anybody who wants to walk in can walk in because the gate's never shut. We do want to have our name written in the Lamb's Book of Life, and the only thing you need to do that is say yes to Jesus. Do we want to be in a place where one of the central things is the throne of God, where the world has been set right, and where one of the central activities is offering worship to God and to Jesus?